breastbone, and he's been dealing with a back issue anyway.
Prayers up for Steph, man. That is a hard fall. He's in pain. I don't understand how that wasn't a foul.
Well,
one. It makes no sense. A to B jump, like, what are you looking for there?
We talk about this all the time.
You have a status update on Steph?
He's getting an MRI right now. He just kind of fell on pelvic, tailbone area. So he was trying to come back. He thought he might be able to come back, and we just decided not to risk anything. And so hopefully it's not bad, but he's getting imaging right now.
He had a similar injury. You probably remember a few
couple
years
ago. Yeah.
Have you talked to him at all?
I have not seen him. He's by the time we got down there, he was already gone getting the imaging.
Gotcha. When you say he wanted to come back in, like after he went back to the locker room,
he went down to the training room with Rick, and Mike just told me just now that Steph thought he'd be okay to come back in, and the decision was made not to risk it.
Steve, after a situation like that, when it initially happens, what is your message to the team over the rest of the game, and then obviously post game?
I didn't even mention it. I mean, there's no time. I think it was late third when it happened, or mid third. So the team knows what's up. He's gonna go down and get checked out, and you just keep playing. So I didn't say anything.
Once Steph went out, I think Jimmy Butler got a lot more aggressive. I was wondering, kind of piggybacking off what Monty asked, was that something you had to tell Jimmy, hey, be more aggressive, or was that just he understood the moment?
Nope. He just understands the situation, and he wants the ball, and he asked for it in different areas and attacks, and he did a fantastic job. His shot wasn't going tonight, but he was creating everything for us. Triple-double, obviously. The defensive play of the game with the block shot at the rim. So it's the beauty of guys like Jimmy, Draymond. They can impact the game at such a high level regardless of what's happening with their offensive games.
Steve, these feel like games you should probably win a little bit more comfortably. At least that's what people would say when you see Toronto come in. Is there something to be said about a team having a fight for these wins, even though people would think you wouldn't have to fight for them?
Yeah, I mean, I know that their record's not great, but they play really good defense. They're over the last 10 games, they're I think 7th in the league in defensive rating. They turn you over. They lead the league in fouls, and so you're going to get fouled all game, and the refs can only call so many of them, and so they have a very aggressive attack mentality, and the personnel to do it. The size inside with Pirtle and Barnes is really impressive, and then they got some guards who can get into you with quickly and Shed, and so Darko does a great job. Jamma knows our team well. They had a game plan that they followed and executed really well. I think the key for us was, making threes. I mean, Quentin's a game changer for us because teams have played us like this for a long time. Memphis plays us like this all the time. And now that we have a pick and pop big, we can counter a lot of that style of defense, and obviously Draymond was great too with his shooting and his aggressiveness.
Steve, you guys don't see another winning team until April. So during this stretch, when you're facing these kinds of teams, what do you need your team to do? How do you want? What do you want to see them? How do you want to see them respond when facing games that, again, like Marcus said, games that on paper you're superior?
Main thing is play defense and don't turn it over. I mean, you always have a chance if you do that. Defense was not there tonight, but I give them credit. I thought they played a great game. Shot 56%. They had a lot of guys step up and make big shots. They handled our traps really well. Pirtle just got free on those traps and scored every time. And so we couldn't do much defensively. and we never really got any traction on the defensive end all night. So I feel very fortunate to have escaped that game. It didn't feel good at halftime. I didn't like the feel of the game, the vibe of the game, and I had a feeling it was going to be a grind, and it was.
What did you make of Jonathan's production tonight and the way he got to his offense?
JK made some big plays for us tonight. It was fun to see him kind of get a little rhythm in that second quarter. And then, he made some big plays for us in the second half as well. So it's good to see him, finding his form.
And then to follow on Quentin for a second, there was I think third quarter late, Jimmy's at the free throw line. Quentin's hyping up the crowd. The crowd reacts and responds. Just what do you make of his, in addition to the three-point shooting, just the moxie, the energy that he plays with? What kind of impact has that had too?
It's great. I mean, the thing that I look for in players, smart, tough, competitive. Like if you're those things, obviously you got to have some skill. You have to be able to make an impact in an NBA game. But if you're smart, tough, and competitive, like QP is, then you figure it out and you find ways to thrive, and that's what he's doing here in his rookie year. It's really fun to see.
Steve, obviously, Draymond had his three ball going early, but it seemed like him and Steph had their chemistry going too, as far as finding ways to use to their advantage the top lock, the face guard, and the inverted pick and roll. How have you guys continued to adjust when teams top lock him for 94 feet like that?
Yeah, I mean that's where Steph becomes a screen setter. It distorts the defense when teams play that way. It takes away a help defender. And so you try to run some actions that will expose that. The players have to feel that and see it. But Steph, as a screener, is able to free up other people when teams guard us like that.
Steve, not to belabor the Curry issue too much, and obviously you got to wait till you see what the MRI, but considering you guys are getting ready to head into that home stretch of the season in the playoffs, might you, regardless of what the MRI says, just might want to give him the night off, or if he's cleared the next night? If he's cleared and he's good, is he good to go?
That'll just be up to Rick. And, Rick makes all those decisions based on his evaluation, and collaboration with Steph, seeing how he's feeling. So at this point, it's all speculation. So it's, we'll see.
Steve, obviously you guys are a confident team, at least especially since Jimmy Butler's been here. But this coming after Tuesday, when you beat a good team without Steph, when he goes down, does what happened on Tuesday give your team the confidence you need that you can pull it out in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't stop and think about that Milwaukee game tonight. I just feel like we are very confident now, and Jimmy has a whole lot to do with that. He's a guy who takes over games, and you saw it. I mean, we basically ran everything through him, after Steph went out, and he just kept attacking and creating. And so when you have a guy like that on your team, the whole team feels confident. Thank you.